Hey there NRIs, Alok here, and today I am going to share something that could be costing you lakhs in potential returns without you even realizing. You know, last week I met with a client who has been investing into mutual funds for 5 years. He thought that he was doing right, working with a reputable bank, consistently investing, staying patient. But when we looked at his portfolio together, what we discovered left him shocked. This story really struck a chord with me because I see this pattern often in my practice. NRIs trusting their banks blindly, thinking they are getting the best possible returns, when in reality, they might be leaving money on the table. Now, before I dive deeper, let me be clear. This video isn't about bashing banks. Banks play a crucial role in our financial system. But there's something you absolutely need to understand about how banks approach your mutual fund investments versus how independent advisors do this. And trust me, the difference between good returns and exceptional returns. So let's start by understanding how banks typically handle mutual fund investments. When you walk into a bank for investment advice, here's what usually happens. They'll show you their mutual fund products. These funds are usually from their own asset management companies held under their parent company, and they might throw some impressive looking presentations and past performance data. And of course, they'll highlight their brand name and the trust factor. But here's what they don't tell you, and this is crucial. By limiting your investments to their own mutual funds, they are essentially asking you to pick the best dishes from just one restaurant, when there's an entire food court of excellent options available to you. Now, let's look at how an independent advisor approached this differently. As someone who's been advising NRIs for over a decade now, here's what our philosophy is. First is we scan the entire mutual fund universe for you. We look at the funds of all AMCs and not just one, and we analyze fund managers' track records across companies. We match these funds to your specific goals and risk appetite. And most importantly, we are not tied to any single company's product. So our advice is unbiased when it comes to building your portfolio. Now you might be thinking, Alok, does that really make a big difference? Well, let me share you what I discovered when I was analyzing this client's portfolio, which was created by the bank. While I'll share the detailed numbers with you in just a moment, here's what I found. First of all, his portfolio has not grown at all, and it has consistently underperformed the benchmarks. All his funds were put into single AMC, missing out some important best performing funds. The portfolio also lacked proper diversification across investment styles and asset allocation. The difference between these approaches is like the difference between shopping at a single brand store versus having access to the entire mall. Sure, that one store might have some good products, but are they really the best one for you, and are they aligned to your specific needs? Well, we'll have to find that out. Now, some might say, but banks are safer, right? Well, here's something important that you need to understand. Whether you invest through a bank or an independent advisor, your money is going into the same mutual funds which is regulated by SEBI with the same safety measures in place. So it actually doesn't make a difference if you invest into mutual fund through a bank or through somebody who is SEBI registered entity. Now let me share what happened when we reconstructed the recent prospects portfolio who came to us and what was our comparison. The difference in the return was eye-opening. And again, remember, this was with the same investment amount, just allocated differently. I would like to run you through the portfolio of client first, and definitely I will hide all the private details and all the his personal name and details for security purposes. I would just take you to the portfolio, and at the same time I would also want to show you a portfolio of somebody who invested a similar kind of corpus with us and what are his returns as of date. So as you can see, this portfolio, this is given to a client. The portfolio investment value is somewhere around 95 lakhs, and all the funds are given of ICICI. One is a business cycle fund, other is like a sectoral fund, which is usually very risky, and it has only to be invested if you have the kind of risk appetite and if major part of your portfolio is into something which is more stable. There is again another sectoral fund, which is manufacturing fund, and there is one good fund which is a multi-asset fund. And absolutely, multi-asset fund is something which should be part of everyone's portfolio. Now, this investment was made somewhere in the month of May in 2024. Now, Something which is interesting to be noted here is that during that time, when the stock markets were slightly near their peaks, everything was overvalued. And how you build a mutual fund portfolio actually comes down to what your asset allocation should be and which sectors are undervalued, not the ones which have given the highest returns. So if you see this portfolio, the first fund has almost given zero returns. The second, like I told you, is a sectoral fund, and there the returns are almost minus 13%. The third fund has again given 0% return. The sectoral fund, which is the manufacturing fund, has almost given again zero negative returns. And the multi-asset fund, which actually should have been part of the portfolio that time, a major part of the portfolio, has given slightly better return as opposed to the other ones. But even though this is a multi-asset fund, the returns are only single digit. And if you see, it's been almost like 7, 8 months, 9 months since this investment has been done, and the entire portfolio is still in negative. Now, I also have a client who invested similar corpus during that time, not the exact amount, but somewhere near the same amount. And I'll show you how we designed his portfolio, not by picking 5 funds from only one company, but how we took only 2 funds and we were able to manage his expectations and also the market uncertainties. As you can see, this is again a 1 crore investment done in the month of May 2024. Now, we have many indicators that tells us where the market is, whether it is overvalued, undervalued, and how your portfolio allocation should look like. So in this case, we put almost 60 lakhs, which is almost 60% of the 1 crore portfolio, into a multi-asset fund, which was definitely there in the previous portfolio, but there wasn't enough allocation. So we put almost 60 lakhs into a multi-asset fund by a company called Vito, and we also put another 40 lakhs into something called as balanced advantage fund. Now these are again hybrid funds which always protect your downside and make sure that you are protected from any extreme falls, and also on the upside it tries to limit your upside and not expose you to too much risk. So if you see the balanced advantage portfolio, the 40 lakhs investment has become somewhere around 40 lakhs 93. So the 93,000 is the gain on this portfolio. Now the other funds in this same category and in the previous portfolio have actually given negative returns. So this fund has actually been able to sustain the correction which has happened in the Indian markets for last 2 to 3 months. But the beauty of this portfolio is the second fund. The entire 60 lakh which was put into a multi-asset fund. A multi-asset fund meaning one which has debt, equity as well as gold instruments into it, has given an astonishing return of around 16% per annum, right? So if you see 60 lakh rupees was invested into this portfolio, which has turned out to 67 lakhs. And the overall gain on this portfolio, even after so much of market correction, is somewhere around 8 lakhs. So within an year's time, this return, the 8.23% on an absolute basis, has actually beaten the FD returns, and the downside for this client has been protected. Now that is where most of the banks and other entities go wrong. They don't care what the market is doing. They simply have certain kind of mutual funds that they want to push you through you. And if they are mainly from the bank side, they will not give you any other mutual fund AMC schemes. Or even if they give you one or two, that might not be actually aligned to your goals and your requirements. So this is the portfolio that we created, and this is the kind of difference that can be created for anybody's portfolio. If you see the earlier case, 95 lakh investment became 93 lakhs. In this case, a 1 crore investment became 8 lakhs. So it's a total differential of 9 to 10 lakh rupees that can come with an advisor who is aligned and giving you unbiased advice. So if you're currently investing through your bank, here's what you need to do. First is to take a hard look at your portfolio performance. Compare it with broader market indices. Check how many AMCs you have made the investments with. And if you want a detailed portfolio review, feel free to reach out to a good advisor, or you can send your portfolio across to us and we will do a review for you for free. Remember that it is not about choosing between banks and advisor. It's about choosing what's best for you and your financial future. As your trusted financial guide, I want you to make informed financial decisions about your investments. So if you find this video eye-opening, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join our exclusive NRI only WhatsApp community. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comment section, or you can WhatsApp them to us personally, and I would like to reply to them individually. This is Alok, helping you make smarter investment decisions. I'll see you in the next. Thank you.